I did not expect Skywalker to be so wise.
Yo, how's it going, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. Static Skywalker here with another video. Today we've got something a bit different, actually, to be fair. We're going to be going with I take a theory test type video. I got my driving theory tomorrow, so I'm going to be doing a mock test on the DVSA app. I will show you guys which app it is. I've got three down the bottom of the screen here, you'll see. I've got the ADI theory test, the driving theory test, and the hazard perception. I think you can get them all from the App Store on iOS, or I guess Google Play for free. They're the DVSA ones. Or if you go, say, what was it, practice, and then if you look on, I think, because I've unlocked it now, it's not there, but in the top right corner where settings is to, you should have like full version with a little padlock. I mean, obviously, if you want to buy it, it's about £3.99 to buy. Definitely recommend it. I've been finding it really, really good when I've been using it. So yeah, definitely go ahead and download it and give it a try, guys. Give it a try on the free test and see if you think it's any good, the app. And if you do like it, go ahead and buy it for £2.99. Isn't a paid video. This isn't an advertisement or nothing. I'm just saying how I managed to get it. And I just knocked my wire, and that probably picked up on the microphone. I do apologise. Oh dear. Right. Anyway, we're going to get straight into a test and see if we can smash this. Obviously, you see my previous there, 88% and 86%, so I'm not doing too bad. I'm passing. So, yeah, let's go. Let's go. Right, question 1 of 50. You're on a motorway. A red cross is displayed above the hard shoulder. What does this mean? Pull up in this lane to answer your mobile phone. You shouldn't travel in this lane. Probably. This lane can be used if you need a rest. Use this lane as a running lane. What? Are you gonna get out and jaunt down the fucking motorway? Yeah, all right, mate. You're on a motorway. A red cross is displayed above the hard shoulder. What does it mean? A red cross. You shouldn't travel in this lane, I'm gonna guess. Pull up in this lane to answer your mobile phone.
Oh my word, some of these answers.
You shouldn't travel in this lane, surely. It's got to be. In which conditions are your anti-lock brakes most unlikely to prevent skidding? So which conditions are they not going to prevent skidding? At night on unlit roads, on loose road surfaces, in foggy conditions, or on dry tarmac? At night on unlit roads. Well, that's got nothing to do with skidding, is it? On loose road surfaces, yeah, probably like loose gravel and bits and bobs. Most unlikely to prevent skidding. Foggy conditions, I suppose it can be a little bit condensated. A little bit. I don't know, actually. I'm not sure of the science on that. If it's foggy, does that mean the floor's wet? I do not know. I'm going to go with on loose road surfaces. Because naturally, if you've got, gravel that's just loose and you're stopping, you could skid on that a bit. What will happen if you hold the clutch pedal down or roll in neutral for too long? What will happen if you hold the clutch pedal down or roll in the neutral for too long? It will use more fuel. It will improve tyre wear. It will cause the engine to overheat. It will reduce your control. Yeah, it reduces. If you don't bring that clutch up, it reduces your control. Which of these should you allow extra room for overtaking? Which of these should you allow extra room for overtaking? Tractor, road sweeping vehicle, bicycle, and lorry. I mean, you should probably allow a bit of extra room for all of those things. Well, I mean, tractor and a lorry you overtake like you would a car, I guess. Obviously being a little bit more vigilant because there's quite a further distance to pass a bigger vehicle. Road sweeping vehicle. Yeah, surely you'd give them a bit of extra room, wouldn't you? Because it's just a guy sat on the top of a, sat on the top of like a big fucking lawnmower thing, isn't it? If they still use those, I'm not sure. But bicycle's the obvious answer because, whenever there's another question on this theory side of things and they say, what should you do when overtaking overtaking a cyclist, you should give extra room. So I'm going to go bicycle. You're following a long vehicle. As it approaches a crossroads, it signals left but moves out to the right. What should you do? You're following a long vehicle. It approaches a crossroad. It's signalling left but it's moving out right. So that he's probably going to move out right to allow himself more room to turn. So stay well back and give it room. Overtake it as it starts to slow down. No. Get closer in order to pass it quickly. No. Assume the signal is wrong and that it's turning right. Really? No, it's got to be stay well back and give it room. It's got to be. You're following a long vehicle as it approaches a crossroads. It signals left, but it moves out to the right. What should you do? So allow it. I'd say stay well back. Allow it to veer off right, just because it's going to make that longer turn on a bigger vehicle to go left. I'd say stay well back and give it room. What information would be shown in a triangular road sign?
Oh, shit.
Road narrows, keep left, minimum speed, ahead only. What information would be... I think it's ahead. Keep minimum speed. Yeah, because on a previous test, this one, there was a tram sign. There was a triangle road sign with a tram in it, and I got the question wrong on my last test, and it said trams ahead, something along those lines. I'm gonna go with ahead only. Ooh. When you see a hazard ahead, you should use the mirrors. Why is this? Well, to check what's happening on the road ahead, because you'll need to brake sharply to stop, to assess how your actions will affect following traffic, because you'll need to accelerate out of danger. When you see a hazard ahead, you should use the mirrors. Why is this? You should use the mirrors because you'll need to brake sharply to a stop. You need to check your rear mirror, the one directly in front of you, to make sure you haven't got no one ramming you up the arse. To access how your actions will affect. To assess. Oh my god, I can't even read. To assess how your actions will affect following traffic. Oh, that's a tricky one. When you see a hazard ahead, you should use the mirrors. Why is this? To assess how your actions will affect following traffic. So people following you. Because you'll need to brake sharply to... It's got to be that, isn't it? Because you need to brake sharply. You need to make sure no one's behind you and they're not going to ram into you, I guess. What can be badly affected when you overload your vehicle? The vehicle's handling, the vehicle's ventilation, the vehicle's battery, the vehicle's gearbox. It's got to be the handling, innit? But the heavier it is, the harder it's got to be to control. What can be badly affected when you overload? Yeah, it's got to be. What does this sign mean? Oh, shit. P 1 mile. Distance to passing place ahead. Distance to parking place ahead. Distance to public house ahead. Distance to public telephone ahead. P. Distance to parking place, isn't it? Yeah, P. The big blue P signs are for car parks coming up, aren't they? Distance to passing place. Yeah, it's got to be. Distance to parking. Distance to parking place. You're driving in heavy traffic on a wet road. Spray makes it difficult to be seen. What lights should you use? Oh shit! You're driving in heavy traffic on a wet road, right? So you don't want your full beams, do you? Because you're on heavy traffic. Spray makes it difficult to be seen. What lights should you use? Side lights only. Well, you want your front lights on, obviously. Dips are dipped headlights. Rear fog lights if visibility is more than 100 meters. Oh man, what is that? You're driving in heavy traffic on a wet road. Spray makes it difficult to be seen. What lights should you use? So the spray is making it difficult to be seen. What lights should you use? I mean, so obviously I'm guessing if they're in heavy traffic anyway, on a wet road, you'd probably have your dipped headlights on anyway just to try and make yourself a little bit visible in wet conditions, wouldn't you? Or, I don't know. I mean, you can never be too safe, I guess, but... Side lights only, full beam headlights, or rear fog lights if visibility is more than 100 meters. Rear fog lights if visibility is more than 100 meters. That's the real obscure one, that. Spray makes it difficult to be seen. So you're accounting for people that are behind you, so rear fog lights if visibility is more than 100 meters. Yeah. Let's take a punt. Ooh, I'm probably wrong. You stopped at a pelican crossing. A disabled person is crossing slowly in front of you when the light changes to green. What should you do? Stopped at a pelican crossing. A disabled person is crossing slowly in front of you when the lights change to green. Edge forward slowly. Sound your horn. Get out of the fucking road. Drive in front of them. Wait for them to finish crossing. Obviously. Why should motorcyclists wear bright clothing? The colours are popular. Some of these answers. Oh, I swear. They must do so by the law. That's not actually true, I don't think. No, I don't, because you can buy like black and grey and motorcycle jackets and stuff that I haven't got, you know. And drivers often do not see them. That's probably the reason. Why should motorcyclists wear bright clothing? Because drivers just don't see them very often. It helps keep them cool in the summer. Oh, yeah, the colour of your clothes, mate. It's a fucking aircon system in there. Why should motorcyclists wear bright clothing? Drivers often do not see them. I'm going to go for. The fluid level in your battery is low. What should you top it up with? Fluid level in your battery is low. What should you top it up with? Well, you're not going to put water in your battery, are you? Because that'll fucking blow it up, I expect. Engine coolant, don't think so. That goes in the engine. Engine oil, also. Battery acid. Can you buy battery acid to put in a battery? The fluid level in your battery is low. What should you top it up with? Do you top a battery up or do you just buy a new battery? I guess if you top it up it would be battery acid, but can you buy battery acid? Well, okay. I don't think you... Surely you can't buy battery acid. That's got to be real dangerous. Your fluid level in your battery is low. What should you top it up with? It's got to be battery acid. Well, you wouldn't put water in a battery, would you? Or engine oil, or engine coolant. It's got to be battery acid. But why the hell would you be replacing fluid in a battery? I've always just thought people would just replace the battery in their car. Okay. Battery acid then. You want to park and you see this sign. What should you do on the days and times shown? Park in a bay and not pay. Park on yellow lines and not pay. Park on yellow lines and pay. Park in a bay and pay. It's a bit of a tongue twister, isn't it? Park in a bay and pay. You want to park and you see this sign. So that's a Monday to Friday, 8:30 to 6:30. Saturday, 8:30 to 1:30. What should you do on the days and times shown? Meter zone. No, that's a no parking, isn't it? Meter zone. Park in a bay and not pay? I don't know, you know. So that's obviously a no sort of sign, like a warning sign. Meter zone. Oh, parking meter. Okay, right, okay, I got it. Parking meter, so you pay for a parking meter. Park in the bay and pay then, it's got to be, in it. Park in a bay and not pay. No, it wouldn't be that. Not Monday to Friday, 8 to 6:30, and Saturday, 8:30 to 1:30. Nah, it's park in a bay and pay, innit? It's got to be. Because you get after 6:30 in most car parks free, I imagine you do in my local area anyway. And Sundays are normally free. Or like £1 all day or something. Park in a bay and pay, innit? It's got to be. When are anti-lock brakes of most use to you? When you're braking on rural roads, when you're braking on a motorway, when you're braking gently, when you're braking harshly. When are they most useful to you? When are anti-lock brakes of most use? Yeah, so when are they most useful to you? Rural roads, motorway, gently. It's got to be harshly, innit? It's got to be harshly. If If you're braking really, really harsh, you want those anti-lock to kind of not mess you up. Yeah, it's got to be harshly. Why should you switch your lights on when it first starts to get dark? So others can see you more clearly is a bit of an obvious answer. So that you blend in with other drivers, because the street lights are lit. To make your dials easier to see. What? What? To make your dials easier to see? Sorry? What, so you...
Oh, these answers.
Surely no one in their right mind is going to pick that. Oncoming traffic in the dark is going to see your fucking speed dial and your side of the bloody car. That's not going to happen, is it? Why should you switch your lights on when it first starts to get dark? So others can see you more clearly. Yeah. You're carrying two 13-year-old children and their parents in your car. Who's responsible for seeing that the children wear seatbelts? You, the driver. The children are responsible. If they fly out the window, it's their own fault. The children's parents, the front seat passenger. Well, no, you, the driver, if you're driving them. How should you give an arm signal to turn left? How should you give an arm signal to turn left? Well, I'm sure the whole around in a circle is you can overtake, I think. Up and down? What does that mean? That's obviously just straight right, if you're just pointing right. That doesn't... To me, that looks like a... Alright, mate. Not a... I'm going left. How? I have no idea. I have no idea. I just assumed you'd use your indicators. But then, if your indicators aren't working, you shouldn't really be driving your car, should you? I don't know. I'm going to guess that one. Because it's just like... Don't know. You're turning left at a junction where pedestrians have started to cross. What should you do? Go around them, leaving plenty of room. Stop and wave at them to cross. Sound your horn and proceed.
Get out of the fucking way.
Give way to them, obviously, if they're already on the bloody road. Yeah, you're turning left at a junction where pedestrians have started to cross. Yeah, give way to them. One of the answers is literally just like commit murder. You intend to turn right into a side road. Why should you check for motorcyclists just before turning? You intend to turn right into a side road. Why should you check for motorcyclists before turning? They might be emerging from the side road. They may be overtaking on your right. They may be following you closely. They may be overtaking on your left. See, that's a difficult one. You intend to turn right into a side road, right? So you're coming up, you're about to turn right. So why should you check for motorcyclists? Well, they could be following you closely behind, which is they may be following you closely. They also may be emerging from that side road. So if you're going right, and then I guess the side road can be a both-way system. I might be having a right brain fart here and sound really dumb. You're coming in right, so they could be following you closely and they could end up just slamming their brakes on and go into the back of you. That's why you've got to check for them. And they may be overtaking you on your right when you want to turn right, so then they're obviously going to smack right into the side of you if they are overtaking you on the right. But they also, if you're going right, what's to say that they wouldn't be coming from the side road and want to go right themselves, and they haven't looked and you've obviously started turning and they've gone right into you. That's a freeway thing. I don't know. I don't know, because it just says choose one answer. They may be overtaking on your right. I think it's they may be overtaking on your right. That's probably the most dangerous situation of the three. Because if you're turning right and they're going at overtaking speed, which would obviously be quite a bit, you want to turn right into a side road, they hit you, they're going to go absolutely flying. It's got to be overtaking on your right. Where may you overtake on a one-way street? I didn't think you could on a one-way street, but... Can you overtake on a one-way street? I'm sure if it's wide enough. But then most built-up areas are kind of 30 mile an hour at max anyway, aren't they? Most of the time 20 mile an hour. So I don't know why you'd be overtaking. I suppose you can overtake a cyclist. You could overtake a cyclist. It doesn't say who you're overtaking. So where may you overtake on a one-way street? Only on the right-hand side. Overtaking isn't allowed. Only on the left-hand side. On either the right or the left. Well, okay, so if let's say, for example, you're overtaking a cyclist. So you are allowed to overtake. Only on the right-hand side. You only ever overtake on the right-hand side anyway. Otherwise, you're undertaking, and that's not right. Over what distance are you allowed to reverse? The length of a residential street, no further than is necessary, as far as it takes to reverse around a corner, no more than a car's length. Did you hear that? My Alexa just... Oh, go away. Now's not the time. She just woke up. For some reason, just started just making noises. Oh, they put me off. Okay. Over what distance are you allowed to reverse? Length of a residential street, no further than is necessary, no more than a car's length, as far as it takes to reverse around a corner. You shouldn't be reversing around a corner, I don't think. No. The length of a residential street, I wouldn't say you should reverse right up a street. Over what distance are you allowed to reverse? No further than is necessary. No more than a car's length. Well, you can reverse more than a car's length, surely. Because that ain't very far. No, I'd say no further than is necessary. Just as a general rule of thumb, I think. What should you do if a trailer starts to swing from side to side while you are towing it? If a trailer starts to swing side to side while you're towing it, accelerate until it stabilises, let go of the steering wheel and let it correct itself, ease off the accelerator to reduce your speed, brake hard and hold the pedal down. What should you do if a trailer starts to swing from side to side while you're towing it? Everybody's gut reaction would be to slow the shit down, wouldn't it? Just slow it down. Accelerate until it stabilises. I can get that. So speed up until it kind of naturally puts itself out. But then what happens if you've got a car in front of you? You can't accelerate. Let go of the steering wheel and let it correct itself. Oh, mate. Honestly, some of these answers. Brake hard and hold the pedal down. Well, no, if you do that, it's just going to snap one side or the other side, isn't it? If it's already swinging. And you slam your brakes on and... You just see that happening. Ease off the accelerator and reduce the speed. It's got to be, innit? Ease off the accelerator. Just reduce the speed slightly. Although there is an argument to be said that if you sped up, so accelerated, would it not... I don't know, naturally, just thinking about the way it would move. If you speed up, would it not kind of, if it's wobbling side to side, would it not just kind of, kind of naturally balance itself? I don't think it would. No, I'm going to go for ease off the accelerator and reduce your speed. There's a bus lane on your left. This sign shows no times of operation. What does this mean? The lane is only in operation at peak times. The lane is in operation 24 hours a day. The lane isn't in operation. The lane is only in operation in daylight hours. Right, so if there's no times, that's an indication, surely, that it's got to be 24 hours a day. Otherwise, it would say what times on there. So peak times is ruled out. Daylight hours is ruled out. And the fact that it's not in operation at all is obviously nonsense because it says bus lane. So the lane is in operation 24 hours a day, I'm guessing. Because there's no time, so it must be open all the time. How can driving in an eco-safe manner help protect the environment? Through increased fuel bills, by reducing exhaust emissions, through the legal enforcement of speed regulations, and by increasing the number of cars on the road. Yeah, more cars, more problems. Let's do it. How can driving in an eco-safe manner help protect the environment? I would guess reducing exhaust emissions, because you're reducing the exhaust emissions. When they're reduced, the less pollution you're causing, so it protects the environment. Yeah, it's got to be. What should you do when following a car driven by an elderly driver? Oh God, the worst types of drivers. In my experience on lessons and in the passenger seat of people's cars, old people should be taking a test again. They should. Oh. What should you do when following a car driven by an elderly driver? Flash your lights and overtake, just to scare them a bit, why not? Be aware that their reactions may be slower than yours, yeah. Expect the driver to drive badly. Well, kind of goes hand in hand, doesn't it? Stay very close behind, but be careful. Be aware that the reactions aren't going to be as slow, I think. What should you do when following a car driven by an elderly driver? Be aware that their reactions may be slower. Yeah. Where's the nearest you may park to a junction? I just did this one in the last test and I failed it, so I know the answer. It is 10 metres. So that's the nearest you can park to a junction. I thought originally it was 20 metres. I thought, well, I'm going to go for, I don't know, so I'm going to go for the furthest distance answer, just because that seems a safe option, so you're not parking near a junction. But actually, apparently you can park up to 10 metres. So, who knew? What type of vehicle displays this yellow sign? That's a school thing. A school bus. Yeah, back of a school bus. An ice cream van. An ice cream van. That's hilarious. A broken down vehicle. A private ambulance. Private ambulance for schools only. What type of vehicle displays a yellow sign? Yeah, school bus. When must you use dipped headlights during the day? Interesting one. When must you use dipped headlights during the day? On narrow streets, when parking, poor visibility, all the time. Yeah, poor visibility, innit? You don't need your lights on in the day unless your visibility is impaired, so to speak. You're driving on an open road in dry weather. What should the distance be between you and the vehicle in front? You're driving on an open road in dry weather, okay, so no rainy or icy conditions. What should the distance be between you and the vehicle in front? 2 metres, 1 car length, a 2-second time gap, 2 car lengths. Now, I've always been told that I'm pretty sure I've always been told it's 2 car lengths. So, you're driving behind, you've got your bumper, you want to leave 1, 2, and they have their rear bumper in 2 car lengths time, so that if you need to stop, you've got plenty of time and you won't hit them. Especially in dry weather. I mean, obviously in wet weather and icy conditions, that will increase. You'll need to leave more distance, I imagine, just naturally, because you'd slide, wouldn't you? So 2 car lengths, 2-second time gap. I've heard about the 2-second time gap as well, though. But I'm going to go with my gut, 2 car lengths. What should you do when driving or riding along a motorway? Concentrate more than you would on other roads. That's a given. Look much further ahead than you would on other roads. Maintain a shorter separation distance. Maintain a shorter separation distance on a motorway. Travel much faster than you would on other roads. Well, yeah. Well, you do travel much faster than you do on other roads, just naturally on motorways. That's a tricky one. Concentrate more is obviously the safe bet. That's the logical, well, yeah, you would concentrate. But then you should be concentrating on any road. So concentrate more than you would on other roads. So that's a tricky one. This is one of those answers that's going to screw me. Concentrate more than you would on other roads. Or travel much faster than you would on other roads. Look much further ahead than you would on other roads as well. See, yeah, that's... That's tricky. That's real tricky, man. That is tricky. Concentrate more than you would on other roads. You would, but then you should be concentrating on any road. And travel much faster than you would on other roads. Naturally, you travel faster on a motorway than you do in a built-up school area on a road. I'm going to say concentrate, just because it's the safe bet, and it's probably the PC answer. Travel much... I know it's probably going to screw me over, but concentrate more than you would on other roads. Again, you should be concentrating on any road you're on. What should you do when driving on... There's the key answer. There you go. The question, what should you do when driving or riding along a motorway, is obviously concentrate. You don't have to travel much faster, although it's advised you travel a little bit quicker than you do on other roads to keep the flow going. But concentrate, obviously, yeah. Don't know why I was pondering on that so much. What does this sign mean? Give way to buses, give way to trams, route for buses, route for trams. So I'm going to say route for trams purely because it says trams, or it shows tram and then only. So that's going to be only trams. No buses, no cars, no cyclists, only trams. Surely. Trams only. So route for trams. It's a separate route dedicated to trams, I'm guessing. Which sign means no entry? Which sign means no entry? It's the stop sign, isn't it? Not the stop sign as such. The warning, the circle with the white line in it. No entry. Yeah, I think. When can you park on the left opposite these road markings? When can you park on the left opposite the road markings? During daylight hours, when there are no yellow lines, to pick up or set down passengers, if the line nearest to you is broken. When can you park on the left opposite these road markings? I'm not sure you can. To pick up or set down passengers. If the line nearest to you is broken. That's obvious. No, that doesn't sound right. When can you park on the left opposite these road markings? To pick up or set down passengers. Is that like a taxi bay line? That makes sense. When can you park left? I'm going to guess pick up or set down passengers because that looks like a taxi bay. I don't know though. When there are no yellow lines? No. During daylight hours only? No. It's got to be passengers, I think. Like taxi ranks and stuff pull up in the left. How can you reduce the environmental harm caused by your motor vehicle? Don't service it. Just don't. Just let it blow up. Oh, God. Keep engine revs low. Only use it for short journeys. Drive faster than normal. How can you reduce the environmental harm caused by your motor vehicle? Keep the engine revs low. Only use it for short journeys. It's got to be short journeys, isn't it? How can you reduce the environmental harm caused by your motor vehicle? Keep engine revs low. Only use it for short journeys. I'm going to guess it's only use it for short journeys, but then keeping your engine revs low would I guess naturally cause less fuel emissions because you're not pumping so much fuel out. I'm going to say short journeys though, because if you're only traveling short distances, you're not going long distances, then you're obviously not burning more fuel. Yeah. What does this sign mean? New traffic lights ahead, temporary traffic lights ahead, amber signal is out of order, traffic lights out of order? I imagine it's got to be traffic lights out of order with there being a big red line in the middle of it, meaning, they're not working, they're not there. It's got to be, innit? It can't be the amber signal out of order because it'd be going through the middle, wouldn't it? Temporary traffic lights ahead. Nah. Traffic lights out of order. They're not working. The red lights are flashing. Where the fuck? Oh, right. Yeah. The red lights are flashing. What should you do when approaching this level crossing? Stop before the barrier. Go through carefully. Go through quickly. Switch on hazard warning lights. Stop. If it's red light, stop. You're carrying a 5-year-old child in the back seat of your car. They are under 1.5 1.35 meters, 4 feet 5 inches tall. A correct child restraint isn't available. How should you seat them? Ooh, that's a weird question. You're carrying a 5-year-old child in the back seat of your car. They're under 4 foot 5 inches tall. A correct child restraint isn't available. How should you seat them? Well, you shouldn't be driving at all. They shouldn't be in your car if you can't put them in a seat. So I'm quite baffled as that there is an answer. Like you can get away with doing something else. That's weird, man. That's weird. Using an adult seatbelt? Well, no, that doesn't do anything. Between 2 other children. Well, no, actually, no, that wouldn't be right, because if you're in the back seat and you've got, say, it's obviously a 5-seater car, 2 kids either side of the little one. If there's a crash, he's going straight through the middle with no, seat in front of him to cushion him or anything. So that wouldn't be it. Sharing a belt with an adult. That's a difficult one, because naturally, I suppose you would say, well, yeah, because then they'd be on the adult's lap. But you're not supposed to have kids on your lap when you're driving. That's a weird one. That's a really weird one. But then I suppose if they bloody motorbike outside, if you were having a kid seated on your lap with a seatbelt, they're going to be at the same height as they would in their normal sort of chair. Or behind the passenger seat. Sharing a belt with an adult, it's got to be either sharing a belt with an adult or behind the passenger seat. Just purely because I don't think you're allowed to have a child on your lap. Although it makes sense, because you would have the child would be at the same height level as they would be in a car seat. I've got to go behind the passenger seat, because I don't think that's legal. I don't think you can have a kid on your lap and put the belt on. I don't think that's right. I don't think you can. Sharing the passenger behind the passenger seat. Well, how should you seat them? Behind the passenger seat. But that doesn't say anything about a seatbelt then, if you do that. That's a bugger of a question. That doesn't say anything about a seatbelt if you just put him behind the passenger seat. I'm gonna go with it. I'm gonna go with sharing a belt with an adult. It's probably so wrong, isn't it? Or using an adult seatbelt. Oh man, it's brutal. Between 2 other children is obviously no. I don't think, no. Sharing a belt with an adult. Oh, this is a sod. This is an actual sod. You're carrying a 5-year-old child in the back seat of your car. They're under 4 foot 5. A correct child restraint isn't available. How should you seat them? Right, just because I think, right, that sharing a belt with an adult is so illegal, I'm going to have to go using an adult seatbelt. I brushed it off to begin with, but at least they're wearing a seatbelt. Let's do it, bugger it. Spent too much time on it. Before overtaking a large vehicle, you should keep well back. Why is this? To leave a gap in case the vehicle stops and rolls back. To get the best view of the road ahead. To give acceleration space to overtake quickly on blind bends. Oh, yeah. That's definitely that one. To offer other drivers a safe gap if they want to overtake you. Well, no. Before overtaking the large vehicle, you should keep well back. I'm going to go with to leave a gap in case the vehicle stops and rolls back. You're being followed by an ambulance showing blue flashing lights. What should you do? Brake harshly and stop well out into the road. Pull over as soon as it's safe to do so. Accelerate hard to get away from it. Maintain your speed and course. Pull over as soon as it's safe to do so. What should you do when you're approaching a bus that's signalling to move away from a bus stop? Signal left and wave the bus on. Flash your headlights as you approach. Allow it to pull away if it's safe to do so. Get past before it moves. Yeah. What's the aim of a smart motorway? The hell's a smart motorway? To prevent overtaking, to prevent tailgating, to reduce rest stops, to reduce congestion. I'm going to say congestion. Smart motorway, you don't want it clogged up. Yeah, bugger it. Which shape is used for a give way sign? Oh, crap. My phone's vibrating, sorry. I'm going to say... Which shape is used for a give way sign? I am going to go with... Pure guess. I'm trying to think of a local area that's got a give way sign. So there's that one just before you come into Holborn. Just trying to visualize it. I'm going to say it's probably... Oh, I'm not confident though. To see the circular one is warning, I'm pretty sure. But the hexagon, the triangle, give way. Upside down triangle. Okay, so meaning almost acts as an arrow, maybe. So giving way. If you're coming up to the upside down triangle, you've got to give way to stuff coming where the triangle's pointing in your direction. So, and it being red meaning warning, so that there is oncoming traffic that you've got to give way to. I'm going to go for that. Yeah, why not? You break down on a level crossing. The lights haven't yet begun to flash. What's the first thing you should do? You break down on a level crossing. The lights haven't begun to flash. Okay, the lights haven't begun to flash. What's the first thing you should do? You break down on a level crossing. Walk down the track and signal the next train.
Stop! The car's broke down!
Tell drivers behind what has happened. Leave your vehicle and get everyone clear. Stay in your car until you're told to move.
Yeah, just stay there, mate. Train coming. Oh, well, this is the law.
Oh, fuck. You break down on the level crossing. The lights haven't yet begun to flash. What's the first thing you should do? Yeah, you've got to leave your vehicle and get everyone out of there, haven't you? You've got to. You've got to. And then I suppose you would tell your drivers behind once you've done that what's happened. But the first thing you should do, as the question asks, the first thing you should do is leave your vehicle and get everyone clear. Get everyone out of that car and get them off that crossing. You're driving in a built-up area that has traffic calming measures. What should you do when you approach a road hump? You're driving in a built-up area that has traffic calming measures, so speed bumps. What should you do when you approach a road bump? Move across to the left-hand side of the road. Wait for any pedestrians to cross. Stop and check both pavements. Check your mirror and slow down. Absolutely. What does this signal mean? Trams must stop. Both trams and cars can continue. Cars must stop. Both trams and cars must stop. Trams must stop. It's got to be. On the right hand side is the tram signal, I'm guessing. The little circle with the line going through it. And then green for the cars. So the trams must stop, but the cars can keep going. Both trams and cars can continue. No, because that tram one isn't green. Trams must stop. When must you stop your vehicle? If you're involved in an incident that causes damage or injury, absolutely. At a junction where there are give-way lines. Well, yeah. That's a weird one. Before merging onto a motorway. No, you don't stop there, do you? At the end of a one-way street. Depends on the situation. You might have to stop at the end of a one-way street because there might be a junction at the end. Oh, that's a dodgy-ass question. When must you stop your vehicle? If you're involved in an incident that causes damage or injury, well, yeah, absolutely, because you shouldn't hit and run. That's not good, guys. You shouldn't do that. If you're involved in an incident that causes damage or injury, that's when you should stop your vehicle. Absolutely. At a junction where there are give-way lines. Well, yeah, you should, because you've got to give way. You have to stop and check. If there is anything to give way to, you give way. If there isn't, you edge out. You still check like a madman, left and right, and then you eventually pull out. At a junction where there are give-way lines. When must you stop your vehicle? You should stop in both those situations, but the more severe one, I'm going to say, is if you're involved in an incident that causes damage or injury, because you need to check whether someone's alright and you can't run off. So that's a really, really sneaky little question that I could get wrong here, but going to have to go with my gut. Why are place names painted on the road surface? To restrict the flow of traffic, to prevent you changing lanes, to enable you change lanes early, to warn you of oncoming traffic. Why are place names painted on the road surface? That's to enable you to change lanes early. So if you're coming down, you need to go to, I don't know, Exeter or somewhere else. You're coming in. If you want to go to Exeter, you make sure nice and early you get in that lane to Exeter and you're well away and you're cool. You're cushy. Why should you reduce your speed when driving along this road? Reduce speed now. Why should you reduce your speed when driving along this road? The road narrows ahead. A low bridge is ahead. The road surface changes ahead. A staggered junction is ahead. Ooh. Well, that van's coming out. That white van is coming out of there. There's a motorcyclist there as well. He's not coming. Yeah, he's coming down this way. I think down this side of the road. So there's a van. Obviously a lorry. The road surface changes ahead. A staggered junction. It's got to be a junction because that van's leaving a junction. Why should you reduce your speed when driving along this road? So this road in particular. Junction, isn't it? It's got to be. There's no low bridge. There's no narrow roading ahead, I don't think. And the road surfaces changes. Doesn't say that. Junction. You're carrying an 11-year-old child in the back seat of your car. Another one. Cool. Another question like this. You're carrying an 11-year-old child in the back seat of your car. They're under 4 feet 5 inches tall. What must you make sure of? That a suitable child restraint is available. That they can fasten their own seatbelt. That they can sit between two belted people. That they can see clearly out of the front window. That a suitable child restraint is available, obviously. Right, that's it, guys. End of test reach. Let's see how we did. What do we think? Drum roll, please. And... oh, failed! You're joking, mate. 40 out of 50 questions correctly. Hey? I've passed the last 2. What are you on about, bruv? What are you on about, mate? Oh, this is awful. This makes me look shit now because I've passed the last 2. And I'm going into tomorrow. I'm going to have to do another one. Obviously not going to film it, but I'm going to have to do another one. You top your battery up with distilled water? Sorry, water and electric? Battery. A battery. Explanation. Some modern batteries are maintenance free. Check your vehicle handbook and if necessary, make sure that the plates in each battery cell are covered with fluid.
You put water into a fucking battery?
Are you sure? Okay. I'm no mechanic, but bloody, that don't seem right. Where may you overtake on a one-way street? On either the right or the left? Sorry? What? On a one-way street? You can't overtake on the left? What? Explanation. You can overtake other traffic on either side when travelling in a one-way street. Make full use of your mirrors and ensure it's clear all around before attempting to overtake. Look for signs and road markings and use the most suitable lane for your destination. On a one-way street, you can overtake on the left. A one-way. Probably a narrower setup, and you can overtake either left or right. That is surely not right. I'm baffled. I am baffled. That's weird. Why would you be overtaking on the left? That's dangerous. I'm not going to get salty. I'm just going to do another one and nail it tomorrow. So there it is, guys. 80% failed. 40 out of 50 questions. I got 10 wrong. Ooh. That's not good for tomorrow at all. I don't really know what to say about that. Some of them are really vague. Some of them are really, really vague. Like there could be like 3 answers. Such a bugger. Anyway, guys, if you did go on and enjoy the video, drop a like on it, subscribe if you're new, hit the notification bell so you see the new videos coming out. Wish me luck for my test tomorrow. Oh, I'm shitting bricks. I am shitting bricks. Hopefully I can do it first time. God, hope to God I can do it first time. I passed my theory like 3 years ago. I did. I just couldn't afford to go ahead and book a block of lessons to go ahead and start taking a practical test and then get in a car and drive in. So I've had to do it again because it expired. Why it expires, I don't know. I think it's so daft because you pay all that money anyway. But hey ho, I've got to do it again tomorrow. Hopefully I'll smash it. And yeah, I'll see you in the next video. Take care. Peace.
Fulfill